Deep beneath London, the Bank of England guarded one of the largest gold reserves on Earth, a vault so secure that officials once said, "Nothing can ever go missing here." For centuries, Britain stored the wealth of nations, empires, and private banks inside its legendary vaults. The vault sat beneath layers of steel, granite, guards, and secrecy, a fortress built to protect the world's most precious metal. Every bar was catalogued, weighed, numbered, and recorded with near religious precision. Foreign governments trusted Britain's vault more than their own, sending gold across oceans to be stored under London's watch. During wars, economic crises, and political chaos, nations relied on Britain to guard their treasure. The vault became a symbol of absolute trust, a place where gold was safer than anywhere else on the planet. But beneath that trust, one problem was growing. The system relied entirely on human record-keeping, and humans made mistakes. No modern tracking, no digital logs, no real oversight, just handwritten books and blind faith in the system. And in that fragile system, hidden deep below London, a scandal was quietly waiting to explode. The first signs of trouble appeared not with a loud alarm, but with a quiet discovery: gold that simply didn't exist anymore. It began during a routine audit when an officer noticed a discrepancy. The numbers in the ledger didn't match the gold on the shelves. At first, officials assumed it was a clerical mistake. After all, gold didn't just walk away. But when inspectors double-checked the vault, an entire stack of bars was missing. Not misplaced, but gone. The bank quietly launched an internal investigation, terrified that even a whisper of this news could spark panic. Every gold bar in the vault was inspected, weighed, and compared against decades of handwritten records. That's when the truth emerged. This wasn't a single mistake. Dozens of bars were unaccounted for. Some entries had been altered, others erased, and many bars listed as present were nowhere to be found. The deeper investigators went, the more impossible it seemed. Someone had removed gold from the most secure place in Britain without being detected. The scandal could destroy public trust, crash markets, and embarrass the nation, so the bank made a decision: keep everything secret. But hiding the truth didn't solve the mystery. It made it darker, deeper, and far more dangerous. As the investigation deepened, one unsettling possibility grew impossible to ignore. Only someone on the inside could have stolen the gold. The vault was guarded around the clock, protected by steel doors, numbered keys, and strict security protocols. No outsider could enter the vault without permission, supervision, and multiple signatures. But insiders, clerks, auditors, and high-ranking officials moved freely in and out every single day. Investigators began studying staff logs, noticing that certain individuals had accessed the gold vaults far more often than required. Several entries were suspiciously vague, listing routine inspection or inventory check without proper authorization. Even more alarming, some gold bars were signed as verified by staff who were not even present that day. The patterns suggested careful planning. Someone had spent years learning how to exploit weaknesses in the system. Some investigators believed the gold had been smuggled out slowly, bar by bar, hidden inside legitimate transfers. Others suspected a high-level cover-up, that someone in power had quietly approved the disappearance. The investigation now had a chilling conclusion. The only way the gold vanished was if the vault's guardians became its thieves. As evidence of an inside job grew stronger, the Bank of England made a decision that changed the course of the investigation: protect the institution, no matter the truth. The bank realized that admitting gold was missing could destroy public trust and trigger financial chaos. So the investigation was quietly moved behind closed doors, away from the press, the public, and even most government officials. Files were locked away, witnesses were instructed not to speak, and meetings were held in private rooms with no written minutes. The bank crafted a simple narrative: any missing gold was the result of clerical error, nothing more. But internally, auditors knew the truth. Too many bars were missing to blame on paperwork. Instead of expanding the investigation, upper management narrowed it, focusing only on explanations that avoided scandal. Rumors circulated that some vault staff were quietly transferred, retired early, or reassigned without explanation. Journalists who asked too many questions were told the matter was minor, technical, and unworthy of headlines. Behind the scenes, senior officials debated not how the gold disappeared, but how to ensure no one ever learned it had. And so the scandal was not solved. It was buried, sealed beneath layers of secrecy and silence. For years, the missing gold remained a secret, until one unexpected leak shattered the silence and forced the truth into the light. The scandal surfaced when a frustrated auditor leaked private documents to a journalist he trusted. The documents revealed that dozens of gold bars listed as verified had been missing for years. When the story finally hit the press, it shocked the public. The fortress of Britain's wealth had been breached. Citizens demanded answers. How could gold disappear from the most secure vault in the nation? The bank publicly dismissed the reports as exaggerations, but internal memos revealed rising panic. Parliament demanded an inquiry, forcing the bank to answer questions it had avoided for years. Investigators soon discovered glaring contradictions between the bank's public statements and its private records. The public realized the truth. This was no clerical mistake. The vault had been compromised. Newspapers across the world published the story, turning Britain's trusted institution into a target of global embarrassment. And yet, even with public outrage reaching its peak, one question remained unanswered. Where was the missing gold? With no clear answers and no official explanation, theories emerged, each darker than the last, about what truly happened to Britain's missing gold. The first theory claimed the gold was stolen slowly over decades, hidden inside legitimate transfers and never detected. Supporters of this theory pointed to suspicious shipping logs that listed weights slightly lower than declared. A second theory suggested high-ranking insiders swapped real gold with counterfeit bars made of lead and tungsten. Tests later revealed that several bars stored in foreign vaults were not pure, raising questions no one wanted to answer. Another theory claimed the gold had been secretly sold during wartime when Britain desperately needed funds. If true, the bank would have replaced the gold on paper, but never replenished the physical bars. Some investigators suspected the gold never left the building at all. It simply vanished through corruption buried deep inside the institution. Whistleblowers hinted at secret nighttime vault access, unauthorized keys, and signature forgeries going back decades. Others believed the gold was used to cover trading losses, quietly transferred abroad in deals that were never publicly disclosed. But the darkest theory suggests the gold was taken with the knowledge of someone at the highest level and protected by silence. No theory has ever been proven, no culprit ever named, and no gold ever recovered. The truth remains locked behind the same walls that once guarded the treasure, hidden, protected, and untouchable. The mystery of Britain's missing gold is more than a historical scandal. It's a warning about trust, secrecy, and the unseen fragility of our financial systems. The scandal proved that even the most secure vault in the world can lose track of its treasure when transparency disappears. It showed how powerful institutions will protect their reputation before they protect the truth. And it revealed that financial systems built on trust alone can collapse the moment that trust is broken. Today, nations still store billions in gold within the Bank of England's vaults, relying on records instead of proof. Many countries have never physically verified their gold, trusting paperwork written decades ago. If history teaches anything, it's that unverified wealth can vanish quietly, long before anyone notices. The Bank of England gold scandal reminds us that even the strongest institutions can hide their weaknesses in the shadows. And as global debts rise and economies struggle, the question grows louder. How much of the world's wealth truly exists? This is dark economics, where hidden truths, forgotten scandals, and the secrets of money come to light. Subscribe for more stories of how money is made, lost, stolen, and hidden, and the lessons that still shape our world today.